Welcome back to Range Time. I'm your host, Ghost, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about how to teleport around the ranges and some of the basics of competition shooting that will really benefit you throughout your ace journey. And even if you decide to do the sports in real life, some of these rules, tips, tricks, things like that will translate. So, with that said, let's go ahead and get started. First things first, we're going to go out to an open range. I like the Pew View range. There's a lot of targets there, so we're just going to pick that one, go right in. Now that we've loaded into Pew View's range, you can kind of see we're a little far away from some of these targets. Maybe I want to get a little closer. When you press up on the joystick, right, so away from me, you'll see this blue circle appearing, right? And it's actually not tied to where the gun's pointing. It's tied to where I'm looking. So I can keep my gun pointing forward, but I'm going to go where I'm looking. So pressing up on the stick, I'm looking over here to my left. I let go of the stick and I've teleported now to my location that I was looking at. The gun was always pointing straight ahead though. This comes into play when you're running a drill. So let's say, for example, the drill requires me to move a little bit in real world, right to left to right, back front, whatever. And I don't have enough boundary space, so I need to teleport. Well, if I teleport while I'm looking at the gun, right, and I go like this, the gun's doing what's called breaking the 180. So imagine a line that goes from all the way to your left, all the way to your right. And if you break that with the muzzle of the gun, you're going to get disqualified. So, for example, I can come right up to here, and if I go any bit more, the range officer is going to say, hey, you're disqualified, you broke the 180. So, when you're doing a teleport, just make sure the gun's pointed downrange. Again, I can have it right here in front of me to show you. I'm looking over to my right now, and I can teleport without the gun pointing uprange. So, if I'm going to the left, same thing. I want to turn the gun. In the real world, I'm right-handed, so I got to turn the gun outwardly. Pushing up on the stick, looking back here. Let's say I want to go behind the truck. I can look up, and you can see how it kind of casts where I'm teleporting. So now I'm going to go behind the truck, let go. And now I've teleported behind the truck. Pretty cool, right? So how does this apply on some stages where there's actually a timer involved and things like that? Let's go ahead and take a look. So, for example, I want to go to the screen out here in the field. I just teleport a few times and I'm there. Let's pick a drill where we get a little bit of movement. Again, we're going to use our filter. We're going to find something that requires room scale. That just means I have to move. And let's pick... Oh, surely you can't be serious is a good one. All right. So again, when we load into a stage, we want to read our stage briefing. This one shows a hard round count of 18. It looks like we're going to have 9 targets, 2 shots on each, right? And we'll just do a practice run here to kind of show what I mean about the movement side of things. So go ahead and we'll set up a practice run here. We can do it with either hitting the A button, or we can go ahead and select practice run here. We'll just select practice run. She's going to say stand by.
Pointed down.
She's going to yell at me
Stand by.
because my
Keep the
muzzle's not
muzzle
pointing
pointed
down,
down.
and she's going to continue to.
Stand by. Keep the muzzle pointed down.
So
Stand by.
we'll put the muzzle down. The timer has started, right? We can look down, we see our timer's going. I need to move after these initial shots. So we'll do the initial shots. Okay. Now I don't have enough space in my real world to go all the way to the left and then run all the way to the right, unless I wanted to do my best impersonation of the Kool-Aid guy. So what I'm going to do is, with the gun pointed downrange or not breaking the 180, I'm going to look with my eyes to where I want to go, press up on the stick, and then I'll teleport by letting go of the stick. I'll do my work over here. I can lean a little bit, right? Gun facing down range, pointing over here. When it hits red like that, by the way, just means you can't teleport there. This can get you in a bit of a bind if you're trying to go fast. So I like to teleport where I know I have some space. I'll let go and teleport there. Lean over. Finish my work, right? Now, there's no stop play or stop condition for the stage, so to end the stage, hit the A button. The stage is ended. I've got a bunch of penalties for some reason. I'm sure I forgot to shoot something or who knows what. Oh, it thinks I'm out of bounds. Interesting. Not going to worry about that too much. This is really just to kind of demonstrate how to teleport around a stage. So something to try out. I'll even demonstrate for you. We'll start at the start stick here. That's probably where I was out of bounds, was shooting these three because I didn't go into the space to take the shot right. You have to actually take a step, go into the space. But we'll go ahead and start it again. And I'll show you what it looks like when you don't keep the gun pointed downrange and you get disqualified. So we'll go ahead and get started.
Stand by.
Stand by. We're doing some work here in the middle. Oh no, I see I need to go over here. I'm going to turn.
Stop.
As soon
Keep
as
the
that
muzzle pointed
gun
downrange at all times.
broke the 180 rule, so this line here effectively, right? I got disqualified because I was pointing up range. So if you start seeing this disqualified thing, check where your muzzle's at, and always remember, just keeping it down range, look, then teleport, that's going to prevent that from happening. So here we are in the Range Arranger. This is a place where I like to spend a lot of time, and you can do quite a few interesting things in here with your setups, right? With the shot timer, I'll go into this in more detail in a later episode. You can set up pretty much any drill you like. Just you have to know what your standards are, right? So like the Modern Samurai Project's black belt standards, we can do those in the Range Arranger. Or I think it's Your Own Defender, right? He has some standards out there as well. We can do all that in this stage. So just want to speak to the power of that, but also something else. When I am in this range, and let's say I want to work something where there's like targets at different distances and I have to move backwards, things like that, we'll go ahead and do a little mix up of some targets. We'll just get them at different distances. We'll do that. And the fifth target, we'll put all the way to the back, right? So let's say, for whatever reason, I want to teleport around this range a little bit and get some shots on these targets for whatever drill I'm running. Okay. You can activate the timer by looking down at it. You don't really need to, though, on this stage. You can actually just hit the A button. I'm just showing you that it goes. And then as you shoot, it'll pick up your shots. So we'll go ahead and look over here. We're not necessarily looking at the beeper. Hit the A button. Starts the timer, right? So I'm going to go here, engage in the sky, whatever. Let's say I want to retreat to make the shot a little harder. There's no breaking the 180 rule in the practice ranges, so that's kind of handy if for some reason you actually want to run backwards and you have the space to do so. So let's say I want to teleport behind this bench here, and okay, I'm going to get down on a knee and take 2 shots at these 2 guys. And then let's say I'm going to teleport right up in front of this guy here, you know, so I look up and I put 2 in that guy, and then I'm going to lean over and shoot 2 in this guy. Cool, all right, I did my made-up drill. I can look down at my shot timer, see my total time, 36:20. I had 10 shots. My first shot was a 2:57, and you can actually hit the trigger, like half press it, and it'll work you through your split times for all of your shots. See that? Okay. But you don't have to worry about that breaking of the 180 and things like that. So you can do a lot more with the practice ranges than you really can during a drill. Now, can I see what my hit factor is? Kind of. I have to do my own calculations. So, for example, if I go to this target, there's 2 A zone hits or 2 alpha. Over here to this target, 2 alpha. That target, 2 alpha. Lean over a little bit because I can't teleport when it's red. That's 2 alpha. We'll look up range again. Teleport a few times. And that's 2 alpha. So we're kind of getting into the nuts and bolts of scoring here, but essentially I have 5 targets, 5, all the hits are alphas, so we're going to do 10 points per target. That's going to be a total of 50 points. I would have divided it by the total time, 36, whatever it was, 36:20, so you do 50 points divided by 36:20 gives you your total hit factor. I'm not that quick at math, but it's under 2. So probably not that good for this drill, but for the sake of argument, that's something that you can do here. So if you want to reset the targets, right? So I want to do that drill again, let's say. Press and hold the A button, and you'll see it'll say resetting targets. So now you can see there's no hits on any of the targets. So let's say from here, I don't know, we can go back to the boxes here. So I know my ranges, right? 10 yards, 7 yards. We'll bring in that first one. Well, actually, I want to be in front of one. All right. So we've got 7 yards here on target number 2. And what I'm going to do is just do a bill drill here. So that's 7 yards, 6 shots on target, fast as you can. So I'll go ahead and holster up for this one. Not going to be that fast, to be honest. I'm not that great at it. But we'll go ahead and hit the shot timer with our A button, counting down. 6 shots, and I can see from here they're all in the A zone. But let's teleport closer. Again, look with our eyes. All 6 shots are in, pretty tight. My first shot out of the draw was a 167, so yeah, pretty slow for me. But just gives you an idea. Second shot was a .18 split time. 0.14, 0.13, 0.15, 0.11. So yeah, all 6 shots in under 238. So not the fastest bill drill ever, but not too shabby. All hits on target. Again, 30 points total, 2.38 seconds. It's going to show, yeah, that's your hit factor if you do that math out. So feel free to double tap your headsets. Take a pen and write down, if you're on the Quest 3, I should say that, double tap your headset and it'll allow you to have pass-through. You can write down your time and your score, and then you can calculate your hit factor on pretty much any drill. So just a cool little tip here with the Ranger or any of the practice ranges that you can kind of build whatever you want to and then do your own scoring. Like I said, I'll go into more details on this later with some examples, but I just wanted to point that out for you guys. That's all I have for you on this episode. We'll see you next time on Range Time.